The Blessed Virgin Mary appeared several times to the nun and mystic, Mother Mariana de Jesus Torres in Quito, Ecuador between the years 1582 to 1634. She was privy to very extraordinary experiences as a victim soul, suffering the stigmata and persecution, and even died and came back to life on 3 separate occasions. Our Lady gifted her convent with a miraculous statue which remains in their convent to this day, and even promised that her community would persist until the end of time. Our Lady's interventions not only affected Mother Mariana to reach the heights of sanctity, who was later found to be incorrupt, but also 7 other nuns in the same convent, and all of them were found incorrupt as well, something which has never occurred anywhere else in the history of the Church. Most astounding are the numerous and accurate prophecies which the Mother of God told Mother Mariana. Many have already come true, like the prediction of the proclamation of the 2 Marian dogmas, and the martyrdom of a truly Catholic president of Ecuador, Gabriel Garcia Moreno. But most telling are the ones she describes for the 20th century. Mary presented herself under the title of Our Lady of Good Success, and a more accurate translation would be Our Lady of the Good Event, because after all the calamities to come she will triumph, and the event or success will be the era of peace. Consider now a synthesis of her amazing prophecies, because they pertain to our time. The interesting prophecies started after she had a vision of Christ's suffering, and when her guardian angel told her,
"Arise and approach, for God desires to reveal to you a great secret. This punishment will be for the 20th century."
Then, she saw 3 swords over the head of Christ on a crucifix in her chapel. On each was written,
"I shall punish heresy, I shall punish blasphemy, I shall punish impurity."
And she was given to understand all that would take place in the 20th century. The Holy Virgin continued,
"My daughter, will you sacrifice yourself for the people of this time?"
Mariana agreed. The swords thrust into the heart of Mariana, and she died a mystical death. She then appeared in heaven, given a choice to either remain in heaven or to go back as a sacrificial victim for the 20th century, and she chose to go back, accepting the divine will. On January 21, 1610, Our Lady appeared and told Mother Mariana,
"I make it known to you that at the end of the 19th century until a little after the middle of the 20th century, in what is today the colony, and will then be Republic of Ecuador, the passions will overflow, and there will be a total corruption of customs because of the almost total reign of Satan in the Masonic sects, which principally will strive to corrupt the childhood to maintain the general corruption. Woe to the children of this time."
She goes on to say how difficult it will be to access the sacraments, and how in most cases they will not be administered with due reverence and will be attacked. Our Lady predicts the rise of a sect, that of Masonry, over a century before its formation, and how it will be the scourge of our times. It will extinguish marriage and corrupt the clergy to the point they scandalize people so much as to cause hatred towards the Catholic Church.
Moreover, in these Ophatia times, there will be unrestrained lust which will captivate countless frivolous souls who will be lost for being the snare of sin for the others. Innocence will almost no longer be found in children, nor any sense of shame in women. In this supreme necessity of the Church, he, who at the time should have spoken, will be silent.
Our Lady speaks of a faithless generation which brings upon itself all types of chastisements, among them pestilence, famine, and conflicts among themselves and other nations, losing a considerable number of souls so dear to Jesus and her because of apostasy. Finally, there will be a formidable and frightful war which kills so many people that it will be a night so horrible, because to mankind, evil will seem to be triumphant.
But when evil seems triumphant, and when authority abuses its power, committing all manner of injustice, and oppressing the weak, their ruin shall be near. They will fall and crash to the ground. Then is the coming of my hour, when I, in an amazing way, will dethrone the proud Satan, crushing him under my feet and chaining him in the infernal abyss, finally freeing the church and country from his cruel tyranny.
We await the fulfillment of the final prophecy that Our Lady will triumph over Satan. These prophecies are another clear indication that we are the chosen generation to go through the Great Tribulation and usher in the millennium of peace. Let us call upon her and say, O Mary, Queen of Victories, we implore you to obtain for us grace in our lives to be made worthy of sharing in Christ's victory, and that we may like you know how to pronounce at every instant, Fiat, so that God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven.